You make it. Okay, why is he f***ing the coil? He's like, yeah, call me daddy. So he finger blasted the coil to send out an alert? I mean, I guess there's worse reasons for f***ing things. Okay, why is God giving back shots to the earth? Dr. Stone be wild in this week. The crazy thing about this latest Dr. Stone episode is they literally do want to kill themselves. Will they? I mean, one wrong move, yeah, but that's about to be wild. You make sure you drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you're on your Patrons where you catch my full live reactions. Keep the support coming, we'll keep the videos coming. That's the deal. Don't let me down. I heavily misjudged what was happening. I really thought we had to go back home in order to get the batteries. I didn't realize back home was kind of like the tests of how to do things so that we'd have a head start when we landed and we could start doing it ourselves. But either way, essentially mass suicide is really what they're doing. Hopefully we have a person or two outside the blast radius so that they can revive us, but everyone's about to get petrified. And I think the solution, because there's this worry, right? Like, what happens if someone doesn't get petrified? Like, what happens if Stanley, you know, there's always these fears. And I think the solution is 3 people. Suika would be a good one because she's very agile. She has a lot of agility. Someone like a Tsukasa, even wounded, would be a good person as well because they're the muscle. So if like a Stanley or some of his warriors don't get petrified, we can throw hands. And then maybe a Chrome. To be honest, probably Senku himself, but most likely Senku would need to be in Stanley's sight to like lure Stanley in. So Chrome would be the next best thing. You'd have smarts, you'd have agility, and you'd have strength. Have them in different positions, all with their own revival fluid, and essentially, yeah, that would have me most confident. But most likely it would be Suika, and hopefully she can get the job done. But it's really interesting because they're like, okay, maybe if we shoot the Medusas, because they build Fort Medusa, right? This is like one last stand. We know, you know, Xeno was messing around. They know that he's going to be coming here, so we have to make our stand. We can't. And also, what we have is not going to really get us across the whole ocean. We also need the ship. So everything makes sense, but to defeat people with way more guns, way more artillery, way more force than we have, because our main fighters, half of them are still wounded. It makes sense to do that one last stand. But essentially we're killing ourselves. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, yeah, we're petrifying ourselves, but that could be killing yourselves. And I mean, only really Senku's going to keep his mind active for another 10,000 years if need be, right? But either way, I'm thinking at first, because my brain's not comprehending what's happening, I was like, oh, you know, you could use it as like a decoy, right? Like, they're going to be scared of the Medusas and we can jump them. And I was like, oh wait, no, like, we can use them a little bit, even if they're, you know, slightly drained. And it just all clicked, and I was like, okay, I felt slow as hell when I realized what was truly happening. But goddamn, I mean, I don't think it's just gonna all kick off. I think there is gonna be an element of battle. And then, when Stanley gets close enough, that's when the whole thing pops off. I just really hope, and I mean, I should trust it, right? It's Senku. I really hope he double checks the math of where we're gonna position our little melon pal, or whoever else is gonna do it. It should be her, probably, because she's the fastest to get back to them. Because right now they're like 3,000 meters, I think is what they want to do. But either way, I really hope they do the math properly, which, you know, you want to say, well, it's Senku, he always does the math right, but in times of war, who knows if the numbers might not get crunched correctly. Just considering the fact that 2 or 3 episodes ago, we discovered a pyramid, a Mayan temple of Medusas, all laid out. Surely they ain't gonna top that wonder. And while it's a different type of shock, because like I said before, a lot of people expected either a big-ass Medusa or maybe some basement-level answers. You know, it'd be smaller than we thought we'd find, but it would still blow our mind. And a couple episodes later, we're willingly saying, yeah, let's petrify everyone again. I want to trust that it's gonna work out. Because in theory, it's a good plan. Execution could leave a lot to be desired, because here's the thing. If Xeno was, like, playing nice and not trying to screw us over, I would probably have near perfect confidence in this plan, but knowing him, he's gonna... I just feel like everyone's gonna get petrified, and Stanley's gonna be like... just smoke and be like, oh, okay. rip bozos. And that's why I really think we need a warrior, an agile, and a mind. Because if worse comes to worse, Chrome is the successor to, Senku. A Tsukasa of some sort, or hell, take someone who's still fully recovered, but a warrior. And, a bubbly girl who can, while dealing with that shit, can start reviving people. That would be preferable. Will they do it? Probably not. But either way, I don't know. This was wild. I also felt like it was an oddly sexual episode, man. I don't know. Senku at one point was giving back shots to the earth. Honestly thought he was going to call it daddy. The way he was fingering that coil, I don't know. Isn't the mangaka of Dr. Stone, like, they used to do, like, hentai art and stuff? I feel like it slipped out in this episode, and I'm kind of here for it. But either way, Dr. Stone's the best. It's an absolute top 10 anime of all time. They do shit so fast, but never in a way that it feels jarring or rushed, but more so that's just how these characters operate. And honestly, seeing them build a bunch of bricks to make Mount Medusa is one of the least crazy things I've seen. So despite how fast it initially was like, damn, they built that fast, I remember what they've actually built and how they went step by step, and I'm like, oh yeah, and Dr. Stone do I trust. I didn't really think it was clever about the whole, like, Medusa battery, because, like, they made a perfect diamond, right? But it seems like my understanding is that it needs to have, like, an element of, like, weakness, because that's how the energy would travel through the crack, and that's why it splits so evenly when you hit it right. I thought that was pretty clever. I don't know. It's just, like, they didn't need to go the route of explaining the Medusa to the depth they did, because usually a magical-like object, yes, it's technology, but a magical-like object, if you over-explain it, it starts to feel bullshit. Like, okay, you're trying to make something that's never going to exist in our world make sense logically. Give it a surface level explanation, leave it at that. Where Dr. Stone went above surface level, but they didn't go too crazy. They haven't gone to the route of being like, and this is how we could really build it in our own world, but they give it just enough detail, like the crack and the diamond and stuff, to make it say like, oh, you're not just slapping a fucking diamond in the jewel hole. No, like, you're actually... It's very brilliant, I have to say. And overall, I mean, I'm gonna assume this core ends with them all getting petrified, or we're gonna have, like, a couple episodes of reviving them, and then, like, where the grand punchline will go in the last core. I don't know, but you can let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of this episode and the suicide bombers? It's really what they're doing at this point, especially our one boy. He's, oh, Taiju, he wanted to... I can't even make the joke, but he belonged to a different group of people. I'm not making the joke. I don't want to get canceled. Okay, you let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around. Your Patreon is, of course, where you catch my full live reactions and exclusives, like, yeah, I give video shoutouts to my patrons. Alright, so today we got ICL Cicero, Michael Meadows, Sleepfish, Wayne Delquist, Juicium, Marco Sun, Kieran 12, Kieran Walker, Noir, and we also have Sean Cafferkey, so I appreciate the support. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.